So, welcome, Lelani Rossouw. Today, I'm very excited to be chatting with you. We're going to be talking about weight loss. We're going to be talking about your journey, and we're going to talk about what we think is going to help everyone else in their journey. So, welcome today. I'm very happy to speak to you, and I'm very grateful that you've given me the opportunity to speak to you. So, let's kick off with a question. Lelani, tell me a little bit about your passion that led you to be a weight loss journey coach.
Hi, Anarine. Thank you so much for the opportunity to have me on board and to partner with you. It's great. And yeah, I've got a lot of fun facts that I'm going to share with you. And just to leave people at the end with a clear spectrum of what they can do at home, a little bit of DIY. And if they don't have the discipline or they need to be accountable or being helped accountable, I'm going to offer my service to help them. So, yes, thank you so much once again. Anarine, most people know that I was never the skinny type of girl. Never been overweight as a child and in my younger age. But eventually, when you have your children, it just adds up. And it gets really difficult to lose those unwanted kilos. And the sad reality and life fact is if you don't do something about it now, it just gets more difficult. And the risk is diabetic. Looking at diabetic, it's amputating your feet, and it's scary, scary stuff out there. And that is unfortunately things that we do to ourselves. The everyday choices that we do, like to eat another packet of chips or driving from one place to another and let's just pop a pie, those kind of things. And you can do it, but in moderation. And that's why I'm here to guide them and give them tips and help them out. So yeah, my passion is absolutely to see the results, to help people. To most people they know what they want. They want to lose the weight, but they don't know how, or they see all these things online and they're so overwhelmed. Where to start? Where to stop? What to do? So the very first thing I'd say to them is they must join your 6 weeks challenge. Good or bad habits needs to be changed, needs to be in perspective, and needs to fall in place. And yeah, with that, that is why I've decided to actually do this, because I'm doing your 6 week challenge for the third time now. And I'm just so happy with the results, and that gives me the discipline back. I've got so many people that I coach. My big losers, I always call them my big losers, lost between 20 and 50 kilos.
Oh,
So yeah, there's a lot of ways. There's a lot of ways to do it. But yeah, your discipline, your keeping me accountable in my 6 weeks, doing my check-ins with you keeps me disciplined. And that's it. That's the thing that we all need. We need to have some sort of discipline and someone to keep us accountable for our decision that we make from the beginning and to push through to actually get to our goals at the end.
yes, I hear you and I agree with you. It's the accountability to make sure that you're getting the result that you want. I think one of the other things that always gets me and gets certainly a lot of my clients is your mindset and how your mindset blocks what comes next for you. So what would you say for a mindset shift when it comes to losing weight?
Well, everybody will know I don't stand for diets, although there's so many diets out there. You can do the fasting, you can do the banting, there's the 28-day diet. All of them work, but it's not a lifestyle. So for a quick fix, and I'm not talking about a 3-day fix, I'm talking about if you do the 28 days, it's going to be 1, 2, or 3, 4, 5 cycles that you're going to do. But all of them works. The reason why they work is you've got discipline. You actually do what needs to be implemented. And why do you pick up that and more afterwards? It's because when you were walking, when you did your gymming, when you did your exercise daily, when you prep your food, when you chose better food intake, food options, portion control, what do you do after you've reached your goal? Now you take that time and you sit on the couch and you eat another packet of chips or pop in another chocolate, binge watch whatever's on TV, and you will never keep it off unless you keep on with the discipline. So that's why I don't stand for diets as such. I stand for giving you a meal plan that fits into your culture, your traditions, your taste, your whatever your specifications is towards your meals, your whatever you eat. But I stand for lifestyle. You have to do something that fits in your lifestyle. If you've got a family, you've got children, you have to, it must fit into your social lifestyle. So at the end, you have to do something that is fitting into what you do. Your whole lifestyle is not supposed to change in what you want to do to get your results, because that's setting yourself up for failure.
I love that.
And
I agree
then,
with you. Yeah,
and then
lifestyle makes the
obviously,
difference.
yes. And I think coming into your question of the mindset, as soon as you are set up correctly, and that is where we help you, as soon as you set yourself up for success, your mindset automatically fall into place. And that's the game changer. I personally believe that's the game changer.
Hmm. Nice. Lelani, let's talk about consistency. What tips do you have to help people stay consistent?
Well, what I do in the trade is first of all, start by measuring yourself. If you cannot look back and recognize your success, you won't give yourself enough credit to be motivated enough to keep on doing what you're doing. So first of all, do your measure yourself. Quick tip for everyone: measure yourself upper arm where the biggest part of your arm is. You can always do your wrist, above the boobs, below the boobs, maybe over the belly button, and then obviously some of the, because I work with people that must lose 5 kilos, 10 kilos, 20, 50, whatever. So just below the belly, on that fupa area, you measure that, and then the biggest part of your hips, and then obviously the thighs, where your, if I can say, your underwear line meets your body, around there, and then your biggest part of your thigh or your upper leg, and then just above the knee, and then obviously the calf area, and then very important also your ankles, because that's where you keep your water resistance, and that will tell me as a coach, when you weigh in or when you measure in, how is your water intake, not your water intake, your water resistance. So the other thing you can also do when you push here, you will see, if it stays there, you'll see you have water retention, and you will see as soon as you're starting to break off the water, then it will go better as well.
Hmm.
You'll see it doesn't keep that dent in. Other thing is, so that I recommend monthly. Measure yourself, because every single centimeter counts. I promise you, it's the motivation, it's putting you in the positive mindset. The other thing is, take your pictures straight from the front. If you don't have somebody that can do it for you, make sure you've got like a nice tight clothes on, maybe a ski pant and gym pants. And if you've got guts, it's only for yourself to show. Put your underwear on, and take pictures straight from the front, turn to the left, straight from the left, obviously to the back. If you do it yourself, you can just like do a selfie mode, and then obviously the right hand side as well. That I recommend check in every 3 months. So then you can clearly see a difference in the shape of what you're performing. Then weigh in, we do that, the coaching, and so we do it in-house and online. But the weigh in, you measure yourself every week. Not measure yourself, you get yourself on that scale. You know, that scary thing that you think is gonna swallow you up? It's not, I promise. So do it weekly. And I always say to my clients, I'm very strict with this. I always say to my clients, I don't weigh in on a Friday, because then I leave the whole weekend open for you to cheat and do whatever you need to do. I do it on a Monday. A Monday keeps you accountable for what you're going to do over your weekend. So that's a very, very important tip. If you're going to weigh in on a Friday, you're setting yourself up for weekend failures. If you're going to do it on a Monday, then I know you are serious about let's losing this.
Yeah, I like the Monday idea. I think that that's absolutely very, very, very clever. Now, we've spoken before, Lelani, how you can guide people with their measurements as well. So just talk me through that. So if I sign up with you as my weight loss coach, do I send you my measurements? Like, how does that work?
Yes, I do a complete portfolio of yourself. So I'm sending you a measuring chart, and then you can just fill it in by yourself. You can even go to any like a Dischem or any chemist, pharmacy or so. They can also help you with that. And they actually, most of them, make this service for free. They really just do your measurements for free for you. Um, but yeah, I send you your measuring chart, you fill it in, you send a picture to me, and I put it into the system. And then what I also do is I send you a weekly report. So every single week when you send me your pictures of your scale, or you send me your measurements once a month, I put them into the system and I give you a complete detailed report of what you lost, where your BMI is, how far is the progress versus the time of your journey. We calculate your target, your date, when it's possible to meet your dates. So yeah,
Okay. So you
we make
also
it
have the yes?
we try to make it as easy as possible, because as soon as you feel like something is overwhelmed, or you know what, it's too much admin, or I don't want to sit and do this, or I don't want to calculate, or then you're just gonna lose interest and you're not gonna push through.
Mm. Yeah, so I hear you. You help people with the consistency by checking in with them in terms
Yes.
of them sending your measurements. Yes, that's awesome. I know from the coaching point of view, check-in is a beautiful place to help people stay consistent. The fact that someone's there to say, "Hey, what's going on? Where you at?" Really makes that move to stay consistent. So yeah, I appreciate that. Is there something that is like too small to matter in terms of your weight loss journey? Like it doesn't matter how much water you take, that's too small to worry about, or it doesn't matter about like you know, is there something that's too small to matter?
Not at all, because even that small little chocolate plays a role. So I've got people that decides to they want to be more healthier. They want to just get in a bit of shape. And then for him, taking a chocolate once a month or once a week or whatever is fine, because they don't have this big thing that they need to. I need to lose 50 kilos. I've got one client that had to go for a knee replacement operation, and she had to lose 35 kilos, like it had to happen. So for her, and she was an absolute sweet tooth, so naughty for sugar. And what we did was we supplied her with a sugar-free um, sweet, a sugar-free chocolate, and she was absolutely addicted to them. And it was okay for her to have them, and that made her not eat chocolates. So that was a good thing. And then obviously we gave her a meal replacement shake as well. So she felt like, yo, she needs food now. And then she can rather have that. Or when she's too busy watching because it was a grandma, she had a grandchild, a son. And for her, cooking was not, or preparing food was not coming easy to her, because she had the grandson with her from the morning until the late afternoon when the parents came to collect him. Um, he was a special need child, so the grandma had to really focus on him all the time. And for her, the meal replacement shake came very easily. So she knew she didn't have to like pop in a sandwich every time when she gives him a sandwich. So that also helped. And then you've got your people that yeah, so basically it all depends on what you want to put in and what you have to put in. I've got a new client now. She doesn't have to lose much. I think it's like 10 or 12 kilos, but she wants to also lose it over a period of time, because they have a wedding coming up. So I'm gonna push her hardcore. At least she's willing to give her effort, and so for her, I'm going to be very strict. I'm going to check her meals. She's going to take a picture of every single thing that goes into her mouth to keep her accountable. Are you really feeling like do that second carb for the day? Rather take that carb and don't eat the rice with your curry. Eat broccoli rice, for instance. Then it's another vegetable instead of a carb. So if hardcore stuff, no zero, one carb a day. High protein is also a good thing because protein also the digestive system burns fat while digesting protein. So if you eat a lot of protein, you're burning fat while your body is just getting rid of whatever you ate. And then obviously, as you mentioned, water. Water is very, very important. Water is the only thing that you can okay, so now you're in this journey, you're breaking the fat. If you use products, if you not use products, if you do it all natural, doesn't matter how you do, every single fat particle is now broke down. And how do you flush it out? If you don't drink water, you cannot flush out what you worked for. So you can burn all these fat, but if you don't drink water, no way to get rid of it. So it's just going to still be there. They say 2 to 3 liters of water per day is normal. It's average. That's what you need. And then there's this thing, and I choose to believe in this. For every 10 kilos that you are overweight, add another liter of water. It's not always difficult, but there's way. There's water enhancers that you can put in the water to make it taste like cold drink. However, there's no sugar and whatever. So it helps you with your water intake. It's not a long-term process that you can do because it's not perfect and ideal for kidneys and your liver and so on. But for short term, and I don't say short term like 3 days or a month, you can push it to some of my clients that needs to lose 50 kilos, we journey for a year or a year plus. But it's okay to do it that short term. It's not like permanently or
Mm.
throughout your whole life. So yeah, the water is, I think, the absolute core most important thing. If you can up your water, you will lose your weight.
Okay. Let's talk about emotions, Lelani. Like I mean, I'm an emotional eater, right? So do emotions play in where you are in your weight loss journey? Like, and how do
Absolutely.
we help with that?
Absolutely. I think, it's the most, yeah, I want to go back to the words hardcore again because if you are emotionally not okay, and me as well, I'm an emotional eater. If I'm happy, I want to eat, and if I'm sad, I want to eat. So it can be your worst enemy in a weight loss journey because and then listen, so for 30 years you're overweight or 20 years you're overweight, so your body thinks that 30 kilos overweight is your normal. So even if you lose weight, that's why you start and then you lose it quickly and then it goes slower and slower, although you have less to lose, but your body is kind of fighting you to go back to normal. So, and that's why you have to like persistently and constantly do what needs to be done. Don't give your body something to, don't feed your body fighting you to go to the normal. So yeah, with
And
that
that's where the
said,
lifestyle change comes in, right? Because if it's
absolutely,
a lifestyle change, then you're not fighting your body. It becomes life.
exactly. So yeah, your body thinks for 20 years I'm this normal. So he is absolutely capable and willing to fight you another 20 years to go back to normal. Luckily, our body and your mind resets, so it won't fight you 20 years. But if you're going to keep on feeding your body the wrong things, then you're going to have trouble. But yeah, with this client that I'm journeying, the latest client that I got, I'm going to keep her accountable for whatever she puts in her mouth. How much water did you drink? If you drink a bottle, great stuff. If you drink glass, I need that pictures. You have to feed me with whatever you're doing so I can help you to the best of my ability.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, let's talk about falling off the wagon because that's that is regression is part of the process. But
Yes.
what can you tell me in your experience about people who fall off the wagon and how do you get back on track?
Um, I have to say this very carefully and in a big nutshell.
Okay.
So let's say, let's go a little bit like to like serious things for a moment here. Let's say something bad has happened, like really, really bad. And you are definitely falling off the wagon today. So you got terrible news from work, family, whatever, and you don't feel like you're whatever's on the menu for the day. And you just find yourself, Lelani, listen, yeah, I'm gonna totally ignore your WhatsApps today. And even if you phone me, I'm not gonna answer. I am just done with this. I'm emotionally super unstable today. I don't want anything to do with you today. Then, you know what? Take that bottle of wine. Please don't stop with one glass. Go and buy yourself a full bottle and make sure you drink that whole bottle of wine. Get it out of your system and let's reset and recap tomorrow morning again. Just tell me that you are, listen, I'm going to totally screw this up today and I'm going to drink my bottle of wine or I'm going to stuff myself with this chocolate cake and just leave me for today. And then I'm going to absolutely respect that. But tomorrow morning, we're back on track. We're back on the wagon, and I'm going to super, super support you tomorrow. The lack that you and the break that you needed today, I promise you, I'm going to make up tomorrow, and I'm going to help you. I know things happen, sad things happen, bad things happen, and that's where the emotional support and the motivation and the dedication comes from my side. I know how to get you from, you know what, you have lost your work today. I get that. It's okay. You know what? I promise you, the world is not going to end today. There will be a window opening for you, or whatever needs to happen, but I'm going to be there for you. And doesn't matter how strong or how sad or how difficult it's going to be, I'm going to be right next to you and I'm going to take your hand. And when you cannot carry yourself, I will make sure to feed you the right information and give you like a break to support you and to make sure as soon as possible we get back on track and to make sure that you don't lose your progress versus time and yeah, help you to success to eventually get to your goal in any way. Doesn't matter what ups and downs, there is going to be ups and downs. And most of these things, remember, your body is like you're going to get your headaches, you're going to get your nausea because this thing, your body doesn't know what you're trying to do with it now. So, and you're going to get angry. Some people like really get frustrated and they get anger issues. But even for those things, there are things in place to help you through that as well.
Cool. Talk to me about any myths that you know about slimming.
Where do we start? You know what? I think I think the the worst myth I think is people think there's only, let's say I'm that person and I think, you know what, fasting doesn't work, but banting does. Or 28-day works, but the other one does. Or low carb, high protein is not working, it's not healthy, it's not whatever, but a balanced 6 meals a day works. So back to my very in the beginning of this interview, um, everything works depending on what's going to fit in your lifestyle and how disciplined you're going to be with it. Getting back to the one carb, high protein, that's also that's a very big game changer for people that really needs to lose a lot of weight. Um, as I explained about the protein and stuff. But then you get your vegans, and they cannot do a high protein, low carb, but they can because there's so many other products that is also a protein that can work for them. So I think the myth is there's not only one diet that works. All of them work, depending how you're going to handle and what you're going to do. Your inset is going to be.
That's awesome.
The
Lelani,
other thing
last
as well,
question.
sorry, Alarine, interrupting you there. The other thing as well is exercise. So people say, when you exercise, you're going to gain weight. Yes, you are, because this much fat. is weighing way less than this much muscle. So the scale is eventually not gonna you're not gonna like what you see on the scale, but on the measurements, you're gonna see exactly what you want to see. So exercise is it can also fall under the myth. It can be it's the best thing you can do or the worst thing you can do. But my opinion about exercising is when you exercise while you do a weight loss journey, you do not exercise to become stronger and muscle and those. You exercise to tone your skin. So that's why I don't recommend my journey clients to go to the gym and start these way, like a bus dumbbells. You go for the heaviest one you can lift. Don't go for muscle gain. Rather do, and I have exercise plans that will suit you in any way because we filter you out. I do a whole profile on you, so at the end I give you things back that will fit into your lifestyle. But the main reason why we become active or exercise is because we need to tone the skin. You don't want to reach your goal of losing 30 or 50 or 10 or 5 kilos and then you look saggy and you hang and you've got skin that you don't like. So, yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. Lelani, last question. Leave us with a nice success story.
Um, well, let's fit a little bit of reality in there as well. My first weight loss journey that I did, it was a competition that I actually did, the biggest competition. And now I actually, after that, I entered into the competition because the winning money was like ridiculously much. I think it was like 10,000 rand, and I'm talking about years back. So the biggest loser gets that cash, and that was amazing. So I went for that. Unfortunately, there was another lady that actually won me, but I came in second and she got the cash. But in her, well, what made her lose more than me was she just had a baby and she was just breastfeeding. So she ended up doing all these perfect things, but the breastfeeding, remember, if you breastfeed, you lose like 1,000 calories a day. So that's a big privilege. And yeah, ended up doing, but I lost, I think it was, I don't want to lie, I think it was like 22 kilos for the journey, and she lost like 25 kilos. So it was massive. And you know what? It was for 2, 3 years, I was this perfect on my goal. And then looking back 3 years later, I was like, Lelani, what did you do? You fell off. You gained like half that. And then, life happens and eventually I gained most of it back over a period of time. And that's why I will say that I think I am the best demo of what I can show you, what's possible, what happens when you bugger it up and you go back to old habits. And I can show you how you can make it a lifestyle and leave it off, never gain it back.
Thank you, Lelani. I really enjoyed talking to you today. Thank you for your insight and your knowledge. Thank you for being here. And yeah, I look forward to chatting to you again.